And we are underway inside Jervey, and Clemson takes the first point off a service error.
Service error is something to keep an eye on in this match. Clemson struggled with service errors early in that match Friday night with Boston College, and you have to be able to get the balls over, get in system if you're Syracuse.
It's also been the focus in practice by Coach Ganesha Ratnam, focusing on serve and pass every day. From the middle, first attack, and Syracuse gets on the board.
Syracuse going right to their middles, establishing those three options, and Nicole Nikova plays so high at 6'4" above the block, one-on-one blocker, and just punches that into the back row.
Nicole Nikova, her first season with the Orange, a transfer from Southern Idaho, averaging over a block a set. Another service error from the Orange, Point Tigers.
Syracuse is just going to have to make sure. The last thing you want to do is go into the net. At least be serving long, trying to serve aggressively to this back row of the Clemson Tigers.
Syracuse also utilizing that two libero system implemented this season, going between Greta Schlichter and Nikki Shamau. But the offensive efficiency continues. Another point for the Orange.
Syracuse doing a nice job these first couple of points of mixing the ball around. Nice big approach here from Skylar George.
Ava Palm on the serve. Indigo Young from the middle. Already we're seeing the middles get going. Clemson gets one from Young, the graduate transfer from Charleston Southern.
Young is such a weapon. Look at how high she gets on this 31 gap set. She touches 10-5, plays so high above that Syracuse block.
Also more of an offensive middle. When we spoke with head coach Jackie Simpson-Keir, that one just gets over the tape. On the near side, Sydney Waller the attack. In response, Mia McGrath. Bump set, Maya Maria Yoki finds the back row, Point Tigers.
Yoki has been a big factor the last couple of matches. Was sick last weekend at Stanford and Cal, but a nice big approach and just going inside the hands of Nicole Nikova, one of the best blockers on Syracuse.
Yoki also a big piece of the block for Clemson in the win on Boston College. As the attack on the far side, Point Orange. Yoki had 6 blocks in that win Friday night.
Nicole Nikova running that slide play, one of the hardest to defend in volleyball because it's hard to get a double block up against the speed that it moves laterally.
Coach Ganesha Ratnam talked about Nicole Nikova being one of the 4 middles that have such different skill sets on this team.
Ooh, look at that dig.
Good dig there by Devin Taylor. On the dig right there off the attack. Near side tip by Yoki. Free ball sent over by Palm. Catherine Santa set. Indigo Young, another kill from the middle.
Exactly what Clemson needs to do. Syracuse sends a free ball over. It allows Clemson to run all 3 options, going right to the middle in transition, and Indigo Young.
Young averaging just over a kill per set, having 2 in the first. Served by Taylor. Near side, Waller, Point Orange.
Sydney Waller doing a nice job of finding the high hands of that Clemson block. When you're able to go off the fingertips, it opens up 10 to 14 more feet of court because you just don't know how that ball's going to play off the hands.
Keep an eye on Waller. Coach Ganesha Ratnam said that sometimes Waller goes under the radar, but there have been multiple matches where she has been the Orange's best player.
She's big normally late in the red zone and late in sets.
Oh, good save by Taylor. Free ball by Yoki. On the outside, Sarah Vashikova, 2 wide, Point Tigers.
The right idea by Vashikova, but just trying to cut that ball right about the 10-foot line. A little bit too much pace on it.
6-4 start for the Tigers. Yoki back to serve for Clemson. Received by Shamau. From the middle, blocked up front by Kate Hansen. Outside, Waller, Point Orange.
Waller off to a great start in this match for Syracuse, both from the left and the right side. She's got that versatility to swing from either pin and doing a great job of finding the inside of this block, going untouched in the backs of zone 1.
We talk about seniors, but also the sophomores for Syracuse have gotten a lot of experience due to injuries throughout the year. Sydney Waller, a sophomore from Franklin, Tennessee. Point Tigers.
A little bit surprised early, Danny, how many of Syracuse's serves are going low into the net.
3 service errors early in this first set.
So that's 3 free points for Clemson.
Serve by McGrath. Overpass and the forceful response from Asia Daly.
It's really great awareness by Asia Daly in their front row. That overpass coming over, she's up, she's ready, and there is no way that this ball is coming back.
Coach Simpson Kier has been so proud of Daly's response throughout the year in her final season. Usually it's either one of 2 ways. You either have a moment of this is it, and you want to make the last go-round, or you just focus on those last moments, and the performance drops, but it has not dropped for Daly, heating up with back-to-back kills.
Daly just a cannon of an arm. You have to get a block touch up against her because she hits with so much power. Look at this approach. She does such a great job hitting the sharp angles.
From the middle, and a net fault. Point will go to Clemson. It's a lot of errors here for Syracuse. How can they change that?
A lot of unforced errors, and Syracuse, they just need to mentally focus in. The service line is the one area of volleyball you can actually control that the other team has no effect on.
Tigers on a 4-0 run and snapped off the first service error. Point Syracuse.
Good start, though, overall for Clemson. Exactly. You know, you feel like this Tigers team got the monkey off their back the other night, snapping that 19-match losing streak.
Sometimes that's all you need. Once you get that first W in conference, just snapping the losing streak, as you mentioned, Kelly, everything just starts to click going forward. Oh, good hit, good dig underneath from Schlichter. Daly, the attack for the Tigers. Bump set to Palm. Stop in the back row. Daly tools it. Point Tigers. Daly with 3 kills.
Daly doing a nice job, too, mixing up her shots so far. We've seen her hit cross court, but then that time coming with a big hard swing into that block to tool off of
it. Kate Hansen back to serve for Clemson. 11-6 start in set 1. Float serve. Oh, good block. The double wall. Palm will try again. McGrath. Overpass. Point Tigers.
I've been impressed with the play of Catherine Sant. She's the setter, number 6 there on your screen. She's pretty physical at the net as a setter. Had a block initially on that play and then up and ready on that joust.
At this point of the year, both the Tigers and the Orange running a 5-1. Catherine Sant, the redshirt freshman for Clemson. And for Syracuse, the sophomore Veronica Searzant. Down the line and in, point Orange.
It's a great shot from Vashikowska going down the line. That was an area the other night against Boston College. This Tigers defense was a little bit vulnerable on covering those line shots.
Vashikova, a transfer from Towson, really started to get some increased playing time throughout her first season with Syracuse. Daly the attack in the force. Asia Daly heating up on an electric start.
Daly, she just does such a great job going deep into her toolbox of shots. This is a great tempo set. The block not able to close to the antenna. It allows Asia Daly to go down the line.
4 kills for Daly throughout set 1. On the outside, a tip and a miss hit from Nikolikova.
Just a little bit mistimed her jump, Nikolikova. One of the most efficient hitters as a middle in the ACC. You don't see a lot of errors from her.
6 kills in the loss to Georgia Tech on Friday. Searzant, misdirection, got it through.
Great readiness from Searzant. Remember, she's 6'3", she's in the front row, she can dump that ball over.
That is pivotal.
This is so important as a setter that you have some deception, you make the opposing blocker have to account for you in the front row.
A 6'3" setter can not just set, but can also attack if needed. Near side, Daly, popped up by Schlichter. Waller, oh, good dig from Taylor, overpass. Searzant back to Waller, the tip. Sant is there. Daly in the back. Asia Daly leading the charge on senior day. The senior outside with 5 kills, taking it to our first media break of the afternoon.
They are up right now in this set.
Coach Simpson here talked about the intensity from Taylor that can be overwhelming for some players in moments, but has really been able to lead the force. Nea Maria Yoki continuing the attack. What has worked so well offensively for Clemson in set one, Kelly?
Clemson is balanced. They're spreading the ball around. Yoki, just a smart shot, that throw tip into the back corner of zone number 5, but Clemson's doing a great job on their second contact.
Good dig from Catherine Sands. On the outside, McGrath blocked, and the block starting to pick up. Searzan at 6'3", adding to that with Nicole Nikova.
Normally, you're picking on the setter as an attacker, but Searzan's 6'3". She picks up an absolute wall with Nicole Nikova, who's 6'4". That is a giant block on that right side.
It's the blocking that Coach Ganesha Rotnam talked about with the Orange that has been a tremendous challenge throughout conference play. Indigo Young almost had it. Young gets it through. Point Tigers.
Indigo Young has just absolutely thrived this year at Clemson. Came in touching only 10-1. She's up to 10-5 now. And that jumping ability helps her not only as an attacker, but being able to finish off balls like that.
It's helped her find her stride, or find the team's stride overall. Searzan slam dunk. Her second kill.
Clemson just has to have better awareness in that front row. When Searzan is in that front row, that's the second time we've seen her dump that ball over, finding the donut in the floor.
That puts Searzan at 30 kills on the season, the sophomore from Savannah, Georgia. Near side, Yoki, slick through the dig. Waller, no. On the outside, McGrath block, Taylor there. Back set to Yoki again. Point Tigers.
Clemson's doing such a nice job of moving their offense around, and it's forcing the Syracuse block to play side or antenna to antenna. Yoki there just finding the seam in that Syracuse block.
18-10 lead for Clemson in set one. Yoki back to serve. The Tigers hitting at .474 in this set. From the middle, Zaria Harris-Waddy no good. Searzan will go to Waller. Oh, what a save from Sant.
Talk about scrappiness.
Harris-Waddy got it. But what resilience from the Tigers defense, point Orange.
The Tigers, that was a ball that probably initially should have been down, but able to keep it up. Syracuse doing a nice job of terminating. The longer you let this Tiger defense extend rallies, the more it works in Clemson's favor.
Skylar George, the redshirt freshman on the serve, and another service error, number 4 for the Orange.
All 4, Danny, of the service errors for Syracuse have gone into the net.
Not the start that Coach Ganesha Rotnam wanted, especially after coming off of a sweep loss to Georgia Tech Friday night. Vashikova, dig by McGrath, Daly. And miscommunication from the Orange.
Yeah, just a miscommunication. It looked like Searzan was trying to find Harris-Waddy on that gap set, but just out of position.
Syracuse will use their first timeout of the set, 20-11 Clemson. Here's our Week 13 ACC Network football lineup. It begins Saturday with 7-3 UConn taking on Syracuse at noon Eastern. Florida State hosts Charleston Southern at 1:30 on ACC Network Extra and ESPN+. We have the 127th big game, the first time in the ACC, between Stanford and Cal at 3:30, and we'll cap the night with Virginia Tech and Duke at 8. Each game is also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. The additions to the ACC with Stanford, Cal, and SMU has elevated the conference overall to being one of the premier conferences in the NCAA.
The ACC, it was good before. Last year, you had 2 teams in the national semis. It just took a giant step up, and now it's in the same sentence as the Big Ten, one of the premier volleyball conferences in the country. But the ACC, you just look top to bottom. Even the bottom teams, like a Syracuse and Clemson, they're much improved, but it's so hard to get any footing in this league. because you've got 9 teams that are essentially in the top 40 of the RPI.
Yeah, it's not just the top of the conference that's gotten better, it's the middle of the conference that has elevated as well. And you mentioned the ACC being up there with the Big Ten. It really started in non-conference when SMU upset Nebraska in the opening weeks.
Upset Nebraska and then proceeded to upset Pitt, who at the time hadn't even dropped a set.
Out of the Syracuse timeout, how can they get things in order? We see miscommunications and service errors throughout the first set.
You have to be in system. That first ball contact has to be better so Syracuse can run all 3 options offensively.
Ava Palm, the attack no good. Addie Raines, the dig. Daly blocked, and there's one way to get back in rhythm.
And this Syracuse block, it's big, it's physical, and you're right, can steal some points back with that blocking presence at the net. Really great job. Harris Waddy teaming up on that right side with Vashakovska.
Syracuse top 6 in the ACC in blocks a set, averaging over 2.5. And another block, but out. Kate Hansen gets the kill for the Tigers.
Kate Hansen has been a great addition to this Clemson squad, brings a big physical block at the net, but also offensively, she's got some versatility. You don't have to always set her on a perfect set.
And the thing is, Coach Simpson-Kier refers to Hansen as more of a defensive middle and gets the kill.
Oh, that was a great serve.
Right over the tape, Vashikova! Out, hit the pin, point Tigers.
And right now for Syracuse, it's a lot of unforced errors. It's the forced service errors. It's the net violation, and that time, it's the hitting error.
Service error, just a bad serve. And how about this, with being senior day, the Tigers bringing in more of those seniors to get some offense going. That was Caroline Seeley. Rather redshirt sophomore, but still, the Tigers deepening their bench here in set 1. From the middle, Young, in that elevation on display, she just hovered in the air.
And that's a chemistry that Sance and Indigo Young have worked on, because Young needs a higher set because of her jumping ability, but Sance just putting this up on a platter for her middle.
That is hang time that is Michael Jordan-esque.
Right?
Just the way that he glid in the air. Palm, no luck on the attack, running in, McGrath. And it's another miscommunication. You got to appreciate the effort. You had both Ashley Naw and Nikki Shimao going for the dig. Set point, Clemson.
Mia McGrath there, another option from the back row because she has that deep toolbox of shots.
Near side, Palm found the back row.
Ava Palm is going to be critical for Syracuse getting back in this match. She has to be a major factor. Does such a great job. Look at this big approach by Ava Palm, and she plays so high above the block, able to hit the deep corners of the court.
Still set point Tigers. Sance to Daly, ends it. And Clemson, a dominant first set, 25-14, led by for their second win in ACC. And Coach Vanessa Rottenham talked about how they felt like they started off slow, had a lot of high unforced errors. A set 2 is underway in Jervy. Vashikova out, point Orange.
And another hitting error from Syracuse. So Syracuse is going to have to do it with their serving, putting up a good block, making it more difficult on this Clemson offense.
Correction, point Tigers to get going in set 2. There's no touch. Syracuse thought so. Ava Palm, there was a touch, and the Orange on the board.
That's a great shot by Ava Palm. Because of her ability to jump out of the gym, she can hit into those high fingertips on that block. Syracuse needs to get her going.
Palm has had to do a lot for the Orange to a certain degree, and Coach Vanessa Rottenham talked about trying to limit her load and get other players involved, but it seems like right now it's been challenging all across the board for Syracuse. Daly sent back over, still in play. Harris Waddy, no, point Tigers.
And you can just see how frustrated Syracuse is right now. Those are routine plays that Syracuse would normally make. Harris Waddy has been playing really well here the last 4 or 5 ACC matches.
Syracuse hitting below 200 throughout this match. Sierzan keeps it in for Vashikova. A good resiliency, free ball by McGrath. Palm. Wow. Another dig. Daly to the back. Near side, Vashikova blocked by Daly.
Asia Daly with the stuff block. Unbelievable. One-on-one attack here from Vashikovska, but a great job by Daly, turning those palms back to the inner part of the court.
Got it all on her own on the outside. That is her 41st block of the season.
Tough serve.
And an ace for the Tigers.
Clemson right now is targeting Skylar George in the back row, which means they're sending basically every serve in her direction, wanting her to do a lot of work as both an attacker and playing defense in the back row.
3-0 run, first service ace of the match from Kate Hansen. Oh, another resilient stop, but too strong on the attack is Daly. Point Orange.
Daly, she wanted coach to pull the challenge card, thought she clipped the line.
Overall, Coach Simpson-Kier just has to be pleased with the way her team has started out, and I would have gone for that, just the way that her team has been playing with the intensity. Young, got it, no, out, Point Orange.
This is where Clemson has to be careful. Riding all the momentum from set one, you don't want to let Syracuse back into this match.
Daly near side, sent back over, and Syracuse, a 3-0 run to tie it at 4.
Just a good read there, too, by Nikolnikova and Sierzan, not biting on that middle. We're set up ready with the double block on the right side.
Ashley Nall back to serve, true freshman from Northville, Michigan. Sant to Daly, just a tip that time, 7th kill of the match.
Really good vision by Asia Daly. The block up, they're ready, they're timed up, but going to a little tip shot, able to find the donut in that floor.
Just the spots and location that Daly didn't have to do it all with power, can do it with finesse as well. Sierzant and Nikolnikova on the attack. Nikolnikova leading the way with 4 kills for the Orange.
Battle started, though, with the first ball contact. Skylar George much better digging to target her setter. It allowed Sierzant to run her middle, Nikolnikova, on that slide play.
Ava Palm on the serve for Syracuse. Sant goes to Young. Point Tigers. I mean, I'm just so amazed the way, the hang time for Indigo Young on that attack.
Indigo Young has amazing hang time, and it allows her, even if it's not a perfect set, even if it's a little bit low, it allows her to adjust midair and still get a nice, powerful shot.
Palm runs in, Point Orange, rather, Skylar George. This is going to be an important game for the redshirt freshman, Skylar George. She had no kills against Georgia Tech Friday.
Skylar George, she's done a nice job the last couple of points, really setting herself defensively there, and then going to a little bit of an off-speed look.
Redshirt freshman transfer from Utah but did not play. Coach Ganesha Rotman pretty much says she pretty much is a freshman at this point. From the middle, Harris Waddy connects. Syracuse takes the lead.
Syracuse has making a little bit of an adjustment offensively. They've gone to some off-speed looks, and they've been able to catch this Clemson defense out of position, not covering balls.
Big recovery in set 2, starting to find that rhythm, getting off to a decent start, limiting the amount of errors that they had. No service errors yet in set 2. Outside, Yoki got it, tied at 7.
Yoki has really come into her own these last couple of matches. Was sick last weekend. Dealt early in the season with a big physical ACC block, but now she's made the adjustment to it, taking advantage of the one-on-one block there against Skylar George.
Yeah, Yoki out with an illness. They provided other players a step up for the Tigers, and this is a loaded. Clemson roster, the block out, point Syracuse. I mean, look at the roster for the Tigers. You have 6 freshmen, 9 sophomores, 4 juniors, and 3 seniors and graduates.
The future's going to be bright for Clemson. I know it's been a frustrating season at times, just a lack of wins, but there's a lot of good talent on this roster.
Bump set by Schlichter on the outside. George sliding in. It's Taylor. Yoki sets up the attack. Back row blocked. Yoki right there.
Just a great read by Yoki and Kate Hansen. The back row attack is one of the more difficult plays in volleyball to defend because normally you're not able to get a block up against it, but Clemson with the double block, timing it up perfectly.
4 kills for Nea Maria Yoki, the true freshman from Finland. Big even 500. From the middle, a tip from Vashikovska. Sent over by Taylor. Misdirection, Sierzant. Syracuse back up.
Sierzant, the 3rd time we've seen her dump that ball over. She disguises those dumps so well. Looks like she's going to set this ball on a gap set to Harris Waddy and just completely fakes out that Clemson defense.
Coach Ganesha Rotnam talked about how the sophomore Veronica Sierzant can be an emotional player that can rally the team, and she's really been able to rally this team well with her offense, 3rd kill of the match. She's
really helped to steady this Orange offense, who had been going back and forth setter-wise.
Tigers tie it up at 9. Mia McGrath back to serve. Tied up here in set 2. Outside palm, gets it over the double block. Daly tools it. Asia Daly has been that go-to as Clemson continues to open up more attackers, but they go back to Daly when they need to kill.
And Syracuse on this plate, on this puck, they're there, but have to do a better job, Vashikovska, of turning those palms back to the inner part of the court.
Harris Waddy blocked. Right there with Skylar George. Near side, Vashikovska out. Point Tigers.
Vashikovska just hasn't been able to quite find her range yet. Has had some nice looks, some good swings, just not getting the placement that she needs right now.
This is a Syracuse team that has brought in a number of transfers coming in, and it's a unique mix as that hits the back row for an ace.
Mia McGrath doing work right now at the service line and in the back row. She's had some really impressive digs, and then look at the placement of this. Just clips the back corner of zone number 1.
5-0 run for the Tigers. Timeout, Syracuse. It has been a jam-packed weekend if you are a Clemson fan, Kelly.
And Clemson soccer, historically very good. It's won 2 of the last 3 national championships.
Still the first half, a lot of soccer to be played, but Clemson on the right track, looking for another ACC title as Daly gets that one inside. I mean, you got to look overall all weekend. Clemson a win, volleyball Friday in 5 sets over Boston College. Yesterday, getting a win over Pitt.
And this is a great shot by Daly because this is a tight set to net, really a trap set, and she's still able to score on that ball.
Daly heating up, 9 kills for the Tigers.
McGrath is just all over the place in the back row. She's saving so many balls.
Near side, connect for Sydney Waller. Putting a bow on that weekend for Clemson. Clemson football a win over Pitt, trying to reach to an ACC football championship.
Sydney Waller has been a difference maker right now with Skylar George getting off to a slow start. Syracuse needs her offense.
George snapping the run from the Tigers. Daly near side, popped up by Harris Waddy. Running in, George right on cue. Skylar George gets her 2nd kill today.
I like that set, though, to Skylar George. Make her an attack option from the back row. It's another attacker you have to defend if you're the Clemson block, and doing a great job finding the seam of that double block.
Harris Waddy to serve. Block up front. Sant running in, McGrath. Sierzant to Ava Palm. Good rally, and Hansen gets that one through.
This Clemson offense is playing so fast right now. Great back set to Kate Hansen on that slide play. And that Syracuse block, who's big and physical, can't get close in time.
Just crossing the 200 career kill mark this afternoon. From the middle, a push. Kolikova no good. Good dig from Shamau. Outside, Palm in the back row. Point Orange.
That's a great shot by Ava Palm. She's able to go down the line. Palm wanted a touch here. Just going, see how she goes over the block, but I mean, it's in anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They found a great space. Syracuse has started to find some type of momentum following the timeouts. Daly blocked. Sant to McGrath. Point Tigers.
I can't say enough about what Mia McGrath right now is doing in the back row. All over the place defensively, saving balls, but then also great job terminating single block up this back row attack. It's an excellent option for this Clemson offense.
How can Syracuse try to stop the speed and slow down Clemson going forward?
It starts with the serve. You have to get Clemson out of system. You can't run a fast offense if you're not in system.
Palm from the attack line. Stopped in the back by McGrath. Near side, Yoki stayed in. Point Tigers.
And it's not just one attacker for Clemson. It's two, it's three attackers just painting the corners in the back row. Yoki going down the line and just clipping that back corner.
That's the thing. Once Asia Daly gets going, you have other players able to open up the attack. Daly in double figures with 10 kills.
Asia Daly is dialed in right now for senior day. She's bringing the heat. She's just attacking and swinging real hard into the block. And look at this power going right through the block.
One of three seniors honored on senior day. It'll be after the game. Good save by McGrath. But Syracuse hangs on for the point.
And that's a rare hit that McGrath probably just wanted to let go out of bounds. But McGrath is doing work in the back row. She's been a huge part of this fast start for Clemson.
That snaps the Tigers' 3-0 run. Taylor goes to Daly, bump set, free ball rather. Palm. It's those attacks that find the back row that's kept Syracuse in this set.
Yeah, and Syracuse doing a great job there. When you get a free ball from Clemson, you have to be able to capitalize if you're Syracuse. Orange are right back in this set, down 3.
Timeout Clemson, going to talk things over. Syracuse within 3, 17-14. Here's this week's featured women's basketball game right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. The annual Sunshine State rivalry game between Florida and Florida State. The Seminoles have won 7 of the last 8 against the Gators. Coverage begins Friday night at 7 Eastern. Asia Daly on senior day has led the charge for Clemson, 10 kills and also 1 forceful solo block.
Senior day is a tricky day because you can go different ways, but Asia Daly is dialed in right now. She's scoring in so many different ways. She's playing like her hair is on fire. You can tell this means more to her.
Really set the tone throughout the weekend in the 5-set win over Boston College. Daly had 22 kills along with 7 digs, and the way that Daly is playing, she could be named ACC Player of the Week.
Easily. And you just think that Friday win, finally breaking through, getting that first ACC win when Clemson has been so close all season, has just spurred this Clemson team, giving them new confidence here heading into this match with Syracuse.
Well, the fans love it, enjoying this Clemson lead, 17-14, even got the cutouts for Asia Daly. And this has been a mindset and leadership shift for Asia Daly throughout the year. Move to the right side of the attack when Clemson was running a 6-2 throughout the season, a mix of Catherine Sant and Audrey Armbruster. That's just a testament and shows that Daly is willing to do anything that is asked from Coach Simpson Kier.
And she did what this offense needed, and she's been even better on the left side, even though she's historically for Clemson played on the right side. Let's not forget, too, that Daly has overcome 2 ACL surgeries on her knee during her career.
One of 3 seniors that has set the tone and led the charge for the Tigers out of Clemson's timeout. Taylor, the bump set to Daly. And give Daly 11 kills, keeping that consistency up.
The difference in this match right now, the second set for Clemson, is their ability to even terminate on out-of-system balls. Asia Daly taking a swing off the fingertips. That's a ball that Syracuse's defense has to be able to cover.
Low reception by Shamal. Running in, out. Point Tigers.
You can see, though, on that play, even though it was a miss from Skylar George, Syracuse going to a little bit more of a tempo set there to try to beat this Clemson block.
George keeps it in play. Free ball sent over by Palm. From the middle, Young, and George couldn't find it.
Clemson just continues to have success on serve receive. 3-option attack available, going right to Indigo Young.
Timeout called. Syracuse
has 9 teams in the top 31 of the RPI, but the ACC has 3 teams in the top 5 of the RPI.
Out of Syracuse timeout. Running in, Palm connects, snapping Clemson's 3-0 run.
I like the move there to go to the back row set. Back row attack of Ava Palm, and does a great job of finding the seam between the 2 back row defenders, and this is going to get challenged.
The original call was point to Syracuse. The ball was in. Clemson is challenging that the ball was out.
Part of our new Push to Talk feature this season for the ACC has helped me able to bring the fans inside to what the teams are looking at.
So we'll slow that ball down, but you're trying to see if this ball clips any part of the white line, which it does. It really looks like it hits the white line there. Then this ball would be in, and the call would stand.
Right at the end, it may have gotten a piece of it, but that is close.
Really close. This might be a better angle. Hard to tell from that angle because it could be the shadow of the ball that we're seeing too. But for Syracuse, this would be important that this call stand.
That might be the best look we get.
I actually, from that angle, that's so tough. It's almost like you see the purple space between, I think this call could get overturned from that angle.
You know, we were talking with our producer, Easton Smith, about the purple floor and how that can add.
After review, the ball was out. The call will be reversed. Point to Clemson. They retain their challenge.
And that purple floor provides a factor as the call is overturned. Point Tigers.
Stark contrast, that purple floor helped out the Tigers there, and a good challenge by Jackie Simpson-Kier.
It's so awesome just to see the renovations made inside Jervey and how it just adds to the atmosphere in Clemson utilizing their alternate purple colors.
And all it's going to do is help recruiting because this is a beautiful facility.
Block up front, saved and sent over by Searzant. Yoki, no, the dig from Shamal. Outside, George blocked. The combo of Young and Yoki.
Just a great job by Yoki and Indigo Young. Look at the way they seal this net, doing a great job with the press over, timing up that block perfectly.
With that overturned call and the challenge, it is now a 5-0 run for the Tigers.
This has just been a dominant showing by Clemson the first 2 sets.
An ace. Make it 6-0.
And doing it against Ava Palm, who's one of the better passers on this Syracuse squad, a 6th rotation outside hitter, but just did not get her platform steadied.
Serves from the redshirt sophomore Maggie Patterson. Sent over, good dig from Taylor. Outside, Yoki, set point Clemson.
And the speed of that set to the right pin allowed Yoki to get up and beat the block. She's high above that block when the block's on their way up. Goes completely untouched.
Back-to-back aces for Patterson. And the Tigers, an 8-0 run to end set 2, taking it 25-14. Yeah, Ava Palm leading the Orange with 5 kills, has the most swings, but hitting at just 105 as the defense has been what the Orange have done to kind of stay close.
Yeah, they blocked right up and ready, but that was really a trap set to Daly, had nowhere to go. Trap set in volleyball just means it's super tight to the net. The block's up, you only really have one option.
Good recovery, Taylor sends a free ball. Sears in, on the back. Oh, what a dig. In the middle, blocked by Hansen. Taylor to Daly. No, slipped through the dig. Running in, George, Daly. Good rally here to start set 3. George in the Bick. Near side, Hansen. Palm, no. Good dig from McGrath. From the middle, almost a miss hit. Daly, no. Palm.
Amazing rally.
From the middle, blocked by Daly.
Asia Daly is doing it all right now. She's coming with the attacks, double-digit kills, but solo block, another stuff block in the net, doing it against the 6'4" middle and Nicole Nikova.
That was an incredible rally to witness. Asia Daly is leading the charge for this Tigers team. Palm, Joust, Young, the attack. Bump set. Palm can't get that one through. Daly blocked for Syracuse. It was 17-14. That's how close the Orange got before Clemson won their 8-0 run to win the set.
Clemson just put the gas pedal down. That's an area that Clemson struggled with. We saw that against NC State. This is a great job, again, the Syracuse block that's set tight to the net and the block taking full advantage because they're reading it perfectly.
Nicole Nikova on the serve. From the middle, Daly block. Taylor's there on the dig. McGrath. Near side, Palm. Point Orange. Ava Palm, that's her 6th kill of the match.
Ava Palm, she's one of those players. Get her into a rhythm early. She's like an Asia Daly in the power she brings and how high she plays. So she could be that difference maker for Syracuse in this 3rd set.
Service error. Now that is the first service error we've seen from the Orange since the 4 they had in set 1.
Yeah, no service errors last set. The serve receive steadied a little bit, higher side out percentage in that 2nd set for Syracuse.
Near side, Palm blocked. No, point Orange.
Yeah, both teams right now doing a great job putting up a big physical block at the net, but a great job by Palm swinging really hard into the hands of Indigo Young to bounce that ball out.
Gonna have a challenge here on the touch from Clemson.
The original call was point to Syracuse as the ball was hit out. Clemson is challenging. There was a touch on the play.
So initially that ball on the block went out right at the front. So Clemson challenging that there was a touch.
So you'll be looking at, does any part, yeah, to me it looks like it hit the forearm of Yoki's right arm right there.
What they're looking at to see if the ball came down.
And what the official is looking at too is did that ball actually hit the net and not make contact with Yoki's arm. This is a better angle to see if it makes contact with Yoki's right arm. It clearly hits her arm.
But I think they're also looking at when the ball comes down.
Yeah.
Did it touch Ava Palm?
Well, yes, on the way out, which is Exactly. Does it hit Ava Palm right there? Which it looks like to me it grazes the midsection of her body, which would reverse this call. This is a great catch by Clemson. Yeah, because you see the trajectory of that ball come off to the left. This call is likely going to get reversed. And this was tough for Ava Palm because it's a pretty tight set to the net. She did not have a lot of room to get out of the way.
Tigers already successful on a challenge that got reversed in the second set. As we stand, it's 4-2 Syracuse in set 3. Danny Wall and Kelly Burke on hand. One more look here on the review.
It just looks to me like this ball, the spin of it changes when it raises Ava Palm, which would indicate that contact was made.
While we have a moment, here's our Week 13 ACC football lineup. It begins Saturday with 7-3 UConn taking on Syracuse at noon. Florida State hosts Charleston Southern at 1:30 on ACC Network Extra and ESPN+. The 127th big game between Stanford and Cal begins at 3:30 Eastern and will cap the night with Virginia Tech and Duke at 8. Each game is also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Lengthy review here that we have in the third set.
And usually a lengthy review means that it's less likely to be overturned because the official's struggling with making a decision or getting clarification. Because if you're going to reverse the call, you have to have undisputable evidence.
After review, the video is inconclusive. The call will stand.
So good call, partner. The call will stand. Inconclusive evidence.
So just not enough camera angles there to make a definitive call that that ball might have touched Ava Palm.
Compared to the last review where we talked about the purple floor that was able to see if that ball was in or out, when you have Syracuse wearing white jerseys and a ball that's mixed with white and blue, it makes it more challenging to have a conclusive call there that had to be overturned.
Very true.
So it will be a kill for Ava Palm, her 7th. Syracuse leading 4-2 in set 3.
Syracuse in the back row, so Syracuse 3 attack options available in the front.
Young connects. Indigo Young, her 7th kill today.
The first ball contact has been so good for Clemson. Indigo Young able to be run out of the middle because all 3 attack options available. And just see how she is able to swing away from that double block that's up.
The dynamic duo of the seniors of Daly and Young leading the attack for the Tigers. Palm too strong. Then you also add the defense of Devin Taylor with 10 digs to keep rallies going for Clemson.
Devin Taylor and Mia McGrath, the seniors are showing out right now on senior day.
Sears-Ant in the middle, Waller no. Santa Young out.
Young was trying to find the hands of that blocker, but a little bit too strong. Sometimes her hang time gets so ahead of herself with the power that she has, not able to quite make that adjustment.
We haven't seen many attacking errors from Clemson in this match, just their 8th today. Yoki the tip. Bump set Schlichter. Palm from the back row. Taylor to Yoki, off the hands. Heads up. Good save by Sears-Ant. Young blocked the solo.
That was just a great read there for Syracuse by Bunarovska, who doesn't see a lot of playing time, but Clemson trying to run their middles in transition. And Bunarovska putting up a big-time wall right there at the net, one-on-one block.
Paula Bunarovska, the true freshman from Poland, getting some action. That's the 6th block for Syracuse, but when you have that consistency, you don't want it to be hampered by a service error. That's their 6th.
Just when Syracuse starts to get a little momentum, they give it right back.
A gritty 3rd set compared to what we saw in the first 2. Outside, Waller out, Point Orange.
Got the fingertips. Sydney Waller's done a great job of swinging high off the hands today. Has been able to find success really across the net. Her versatility has really helped this Orange offense.
So with the touch, 7-5 Orange, served by Schlichter. Yoki. Searzant to Waller. Point Orange. Syracuse starting to create some separation. What's worked well for them these last 2 points?
Syracuse has found the hot hand. Sydney Waller, they've been able to find that advantage against that Clemson block on the right side and taken full advantage.
Tigers going to talk things over. Timeout Clemson. 8-5 Syracuse in set by the Tigers. However, Syracuse finding some momentum, leading 8-5 in the third set.
Syracuse is serving tougher.
Near side, George blocks. Waller swings, rejected. George denied! And the way that Clemson is playing, you wouldn't think that they would just have one ACC win, Kelly.
Snapping a 14-match losing streak. Kate Hansen doing work across the net, moving so well laterally. But Syracuse knows this losing streak as well. They had a 22-match losing streak last year. They went winless in the ACC, so both these teams know each other very well.
It's a 2-win season from the Orange last year as Waller, the attack, popped up by Sant. McGrath blocked. Near side Hansen, almost had an opening. Good dig from Chamau. Taylor runs in on the dig. McGrath out. Point Orange. And this is just the improvement that Syracuse has had. 2-26 last season, lost all 18 of their ACC matches, and even one of those losses being a sweep to Clemson last year.
Yeah, 12 more wins already this year. Syracuse started the season 12-0. You look at some of the losing streaks in history. Think about the Detroit Pistons last year had a 28-game losing streak in the NBA.
Catherine Sant on the kill for the Tigers. I mean, sticking with Detroit, you look at a long time ago, the Detroit Lions had a winless season. And now look at Detroit, one of the top teams in the NFC.
Right, the turnaround can happen. You look at even Austin Peay had a 21-match losing streak and got that first win finally on senior day to snap the losing streak.
Too strong on the attack from George. Point Tigers, Clemson within 1. That's just a great example. You can always turn your season around if you trust the process and focus on improving day by day.
And all it takes is getting that one win. Great job there. Another dump by Veronica Searzant. Clemson has to do a better job putting up a blocker against her when she's in the front row. 6'3", she can throw this down. And technically Daly was right there, but Searzant just such great vision.
Daly, a good dig from George. Near side Palm, good save from Maddie Raines. Free ball by Taylor. Searzant, an attack out from Nicole Nikova.
Nicole Nikova, she hasn't been able to get the timing down on that slide play today. That's normally a play that she really excels at. One of the more efficient hitters in the ACC.
5th kill, or rather,
you can see the frustration on her face, though.
Searzant, and Daly was ready for it. Daly, her 3rd block of the match to tie it at 10.
Great adjustment by Asia Daly. She was dialed all in on Veronica Searzant in the front row. And Daly doing a great job right now at the net, putting up a real physical block.
From the middle, and the response from Nicole Nikova. That's her 5th kill.
I like the trust, too, shown by Searzant there. Nicole Nikova struggling a little bit to get in an offensive group. You go right back to her, build up her confidence.
Nicole Nikova back to serve. 5 kills and 4 blocks along with 4 digs today. Almost added an ace. Good save by Daly. Searzant, the palm on the near side. Taylor digs it out. Running in, McGrath. Palm. Good save. Sent over by Young. George out. Point Tigers.
And that all started, that point was possible because of Mia McGrath. She's putting up one-arm saves on balls that, frankly, she has no business getting to.
You are seeing the defensive intensity pick up. That was one of the key things to watch out for in this game, not just for digs, but also in blocking. Clemson leads the ACC in digs per set. Syracuse top 6 in the conference in blocks per set.
Coach Jackie Simpson here called it the grit factor, but Syracuse doing a nice job there going off the high hands.
Now serving
This is just a smart shot here. Big approach by Ava Palm. She's off the net, so she swings high into those fingertips.
That was Palm's 8th kill. Young blocked. Daly pushes. Sears to the middle. Vashikovska. Yoki too wide. And you're seeing more attacking errors from Clemson in this set as Syracuse leads by 2.
Syracuse doing a good job, too, taking advantage of some of the attacking errors of Clemson.
Look at this, Kelly. That was the 6th attacking error from the Tigers in this set alone. Clemson in set 3 hitting in the negatives, negative 148.
And part of that, great serve.
And an ace for the Orange.
Part of that is because Syracuse is putting up a big block at the net, but also doing a great job serving tougher. It's making Clemson have to hit further off the net.
Low reception. Near side, Daly got it through. Asa Daly, her defense has stepped up, and now going back to her offense. That's her 12th kill.
Daly can terminate either side of the net, the left side, doing it on the right side here. This block, big hole in it, and just goes through the fingertips of Ava Palm. Right through the hands.
Able to get through after Syracuse got their first ace of the match. Service error. That is the 3rd for the Tigers today. So as we make our way towards the middle of this set, how can Syracuse keep that consistency going forward?
Starts with the serve. Tough serve to get Clemson out of system. Get the block. Keep it going at the net.
Yoki on the attack. Point Tigers.
And a nice option there. All 3 attack options available. Yoki having a heck of a day. This is a great back set. Block has to hold with the middle, and so it's late to get there to close.
The true freshman crossing over that 200 kill threshold earlier in the match. That's Yoki's 7th, put her at 201. Devin Taylor, what a career she's had for the Tigers. 1,700 career digs, 2nd all time in program history. Free ball by George. Near side Yoki. Dug out by Palm in the back. Palm runs in from the Bick. Taylor to McGrath. Oh, what a save by Shamal. And out on the attempt by Waller. Tigers within 1.
It's a great job by Waller trying to save that ball. Didn't have hardly any options there, trying to get that in the antenna right there.
Palm. Taylor to dig. Near side Yoki. Cross shot. From the back row, Palm blocked. Good recovery, free ball. Hanson, no. Hanson, the follow-up, ties it at 15.
Hampson just doing work right now along the net as a blocker, but then as a hitter too. Double block up initially, comes right back at her. She's not letting that go down twice.
Timeout, Syracuse. Coach Ganesha Rotnam want to talk things over.
It's a great job going through the block there, hole in the middle of it, and then she just does a great job making this Syracuse defense play across the net.
3-0 run for Clemson to tie it up here in set 3.
Understands that it's more than just about volleyball, and Clemson as a whole does a great job empowering their female athletes. There's not really any program I can think of like that out there in the country.
Out of the Syracuse timeout. Waller slid across the tape and out. Clemson takes the lead, 4-0 run.
This is where if you're Syracuse, you got to mentally lock in. Just keep it simple. Try and just get that one side out.
And an ace, adding into it. 5-0 run.
Because what's happening right now for Syracuse is the errors are just compiling. The hitting error, now it's just you're getting aced.
5 aces compared to just 1 for the Orange today. Devin Taylor, her 22nd ace this season. Running in Palm, still in play, and gonna go out. Point Orange, snapping the run.
Syracuse has done a good job here the last couple of points of going to Ava Palm on that back row attack.
1 point set, 17-16 Tigers. Greta Schlichter on the serve for Syracuse. Santa Hansen from the middle. Point Tigers. Kate Hansen has come in and made some crucial kills in this match for Clemson at their 4th.
Kate Hansen known more for her blocking, but great quick set to her. Big hole in that block. Can't get a double block up against her, and she has been so efficient today.
From the middle, or from the attack line rather, finding a spot in the back row. Syracuse back within 1.
I like that option, going to Ava Palm in the back row. That Vic said it's a back row quick. It's hard to get a double block up against, and Ava Palm right now just teeing off against the solo blocker.
Santa Hansen in the middle. Near side, Hansen trying to stick with a high hand. George pushes. Running in on the dig is McKenna Gildon. McGrath, no. Near side, George. Bump set, McGrath. What a dig from Schlichter. Palm runs in, finds a space, and we're tied at 18.
Ava Palm has really found the range on that back row attack. She's finding a lot of success hitting it to zone number 5, just sneaking it inside that sideline behind the defense of Clemson.
Joust, still in play. George near side, good dig from Taylor. Gildon to McGrath. And a miss hit from Palm. Clemson back up.
That's a play that late in set number 3 has to be made. A little bit of defensive confusion of who was taking that ball. Just a nice little throw tip there and confusing. You got to let your libero at that point needs to take that ball.
Yeah, it was Palm that ended up getting there. Good save. Shamal sends a free ball. McGrath blocked. And Nikolnikova getting the job done defensively, her 5th block.
Nikolnikova taking away that back row attack. She's 6'4", and great job timing up this block on the stuff. It's hard to get a block against a back row attack. That's impressive.
Coach Vanessa Rotnam talked about how she can close the block with her length and did that just there. Daly, and they're saying it's a net fault. Point Orange.
Now we're in the red zone, so in volleyball, this is when you hit 20 points. This is where the errors become way more magnified, especially in a 1-point set.
20-19 Syracuse, served by George. Daly. Second effort. Sent over. Good save by George. Daly. Oh, another crucial dig. George connects. Point Orange.
It's just such a smart shot. That back row attack again working. This time it's Skylar George. You think she's going to tee off, but she goes to more of a roll look from the back row. And 2 Clemson defenders make a great diving effort, but can't get there in time.
Not to mention George got it over the triple block, and Coach Simpson-Kier is going to challenge.
Interested to see what she's challenging.
It was Addie Raines and Devin Taylor running in and collided with each other down the floor.
Original call was point to Syracuse as the ball was in. Clemson is challenging. There was a net fault earlier in the play.
So challenging to see if there was a net fault earlier on in that rally.
So we'll have to, because that was a decently long rally, so we'll have to go back and see exactly what part of the play that Coach Simpson-Keir is talking about. But she's been pretty successful today.
Yeah.
She's 2 for 2 on challenges, so, and the other one was inconclusive.
As we stand, it is a 3-0 Syracuse run, 21-19, and this is, we'll take one more look here at the potential net fall.
So this is the play we think is in question. On the way down, you see the net move, so that would probably indicate that the Syracuse blocker, one of them, hit the net as they're coming down. Might have grazed the net on the way down here. Because Daly is definitely not in the net at all. But you see how that net moves there?
Yeah. The right hand on the far side.
It's hard to tell exactly which blocker that is. Here we go. So Searzant possibly. Yeah, looks like Searzant's maybe left elbow forearm as she's trying to block that Daly shot.
After review, there is a net fault on number 2. The call will be reversed. The point is to Clemson. They retain their challenge.
Wow. Coach Simpson-Keir has been on it with challenges, and we are tied at 20.
Eagle eyes by Coach Jackie Simpson-Keir today. What a catch.
In the red zone in set 3, tied at 20. Clemson looking for a sweep on senior day. Kate Hansen back to serve for the Tigers.
Look at how calm, too, this Clemson squad looks in this situation late in a set.
Blocked! Daly, Tigers lead.
Daly's 4th block of this match, and she's doing it by herself. Another roof by Asia Daly. What a great job tracking Nicole Nikova on the slide play. One of the hardest plays to defend in volleyball because you're moving so fast laterally.
Energy in Jervy as well. Out of the Syracuse timeout. The Orange out of timeouts. 21-20 Clemson. Another block from Daly. This time rather young, but the defense has stepped up for Clemson today.
Asia Daly is setting the tone for this defense in set number 3. She is reading Nicole Nikova perfectly.
Oh, wow, it was Daly
perfectly
again.
Timed up. Look at just putting up an absolute brick wall at the net right now.
Near side palm got over the block. Sand goes to Daly. Palm stopped by McGrath. Daly got it! 3-0 run, make it 4-0 now.
That was just an angry swing by Asia Daly. She's putting an exclamation point on senior day, putting this match in her hands. Look at this approach and just teeing off on the Syracuse block.
It is the Asia Daly show we're seeing in these last few points. Palm. Misdirection, Sand. Good recovery by Shamau. Syracuse stops the bleeding.
Ava Palm has been that saving grace here in set number 3 for Syracuse. Her back row attacks, she's had success on some of those cross-court looks. She's keeping the Orange alive right now.
23-21 Clemson. Nicole Nikova serving. They go to Daly. Popped up. Palm gets through. Syracuse within 1.
Exactly what you do if you're Syracuse, though. You feed your best player in the big, crucial moments of this match when you are trying to fight your way back here, set number 3, to stay alive.
Back to a 1-point set. Daly got it! Match point Tigers!
Because who else would it be to set up match point than Asia Daly on senior day? Daly continues to just move this ball around, finding the fingertips of that Syracuse block.
Served by Sant. Palm near side. Daly the dig. Yoki blocked. Syracuse back within one.
Syracuse still staying poised here, doing it with their defense late in this third set, giving themselves a chance.
If Syracuse ties, it's win by 2. Still match point Clemson. Sands, Daly, ends it! A 3-set sweep to wrap up senior day.
Asia Daly, 14